Good morning and welcome to week 2 of my study abroad Oxford travel vlog. Words are hard. So I'm heading out to London today in hopefully 15 minutes. So I'm gonna finish packing up my stuff for the day and then head out to the bus stop and figure out which bus stop I need to go to. So yeah, I'm super excited to go to London. It's like 7 a.m. so I'll have all day to be there and it's gonna be great. Made it to the top of a double-decker bus. So, went into Selfridges, which is in Connie Willis's book Blackout and All Clear. I'm pretty sure that's at the end of Blackout when Holly, Mike, and Eileen are all trying to find each other. But I'm not entirely sure. I'm pretty sure it was Selfridges. And it's super, super fancy. So, very high-end stuff. So, I didn't stay very long. So yeah, now I'm going to a bookstore, which hopefully will be good. So, I'll let you know more when I get there. So I decided to get the Girl of Ink and Stars. It looks really cute. It's a middle grade, it looks like, book, but it looks really cute. So yeah, I'm excited. So now my plan is to go back the way I came and get the Wi-Fi from Selfridges and figure out where to go next. I have found my way to the tube, to the underground. So I'm heading to the what's it called? Trafalgar Square. So, super excited. So as you saw, we found Trafalgar Square and I went into the National Gallery for a little bit too. So now I'm heading to a couple bookstores. I'm just gonna keep wandering around. It's noon and I'm kind of getting hungry, but not really. So I'm okay. I'll probably stop for lunch somewhere, but I don't know. Depends how I'm feeling. So yeah, that's what's up right now. the Six of Crows Collector's Edition because A, I've never seen it in real life before, B, it was the only one there, and C, it was only $14.99, which is like not that bad. So I'm gonna go to one more bookstore and then I think I'm gonna head to the London Eye is like my next kind of stop. I might stop somewhere for lunch though because I'm kind of hungry. I found it. Go. I'm so excited. For tickets for the London Eye. I just started a timer to see how long this takes. So it's like 4:30 and my phone is almost out of battery. So I'm just resting at this like cafe place. So I might get some dinner here, I think. I'll try and look up what time King's Cross Station, like the Harry Potter part of it, is if it's still open. Because I assume the station itself stays open because the tube still has to go. But yeah, depending on how that goes. I'm so tired. Like, traveling takes a lot out of you, and like standing in line, like it seriously took over an hour, probably close to like an hour and a half to get all the way through the London Eye. So it's just a lot. So that's my plan for now, and I'll let you guys know if anything changes. I decided to get a Belgian waffle with cinnamon and syrup, but like this huge plate for this tiny thing. Also, it's 6 pounds. It's like 7 pounds for this tiny little thing. Oh boy. Made it inside the line finally, to the line inside. So I can see it kind of. It's so exciting. Alrighty, so I have done my shopping and I'm going back to Marble Arch to go back to Oxford. So I had to run to catch the bus, but I made it. So I'm on the bus back to Oxford and it's only like 7:04, something like that. I don't know. It's not even that late, but I'm so tired I had to run. I'm ready to chill for the evening. Okay, it is 9:15 and as you can see, I'm back. I have showered. I feel ready for bed. So today was a lot of fun. I only got wrong directions on the tube stations once, and then I went to the wrong bus stop and had to walk back to my room. But other than that, like pretty much everything went according to plan, except for my phone almost dying. But other than those things, I visited like a lot of the things that I wanted to see and did the things that I wanted to do. So I'm going to show you my entire haul that I got today, and then I'm going to go to bed. First, from Daunt Books, which was a smaller bookstore, I got this book called The Girl of Ink and Stars by Kieran Millwood Hargrave. This is her debut novel, and it's a like middle grade novel, so the main character is 13. And I've started reading it on the train or on the bus. Well, I started reading it in different places, but so I am now 70 pages in, and it's very interesting. It definitely has, I mean, it's definitely a fantasy, and I can't wait to see like the more, like even more magical elements come into play. So yeah, it's really good so far and I'm enjoying it. And then from Foyle's bookshop, I got the collector's edition of Six of Crows, which like was such an impulse buy, but I'm so happy with it. I love Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom, and I've never actually seen this like collector's edition in person. And so it's got stained edges, it's got this really cool hardcover, and it's got the maps in the beginning and the end, but then it also has character art of the characters at the end here. So we have Kaz and Inej, and Nina and Matthias, or Matthias, however you say his name, and Jesper and Wylan. And then the last one just says the Grishivers character art. So I'm so happy and I'm so excited that I have this. So depending on how my other reading for fun goes, I might reread Six of Crows just because it's so good. I read it back in January and would love to reread it. And then everything else is from Platform 9 3/4. So I got my picture printed. So yeah, there's me with my Hufflepuff scarf going to Platform 9 3/4. I'm really happy with it. I like it. And you get a digital copy when you get the printed copy too, which is really nice. And then I got Prisoner of Azkaban in the House Edition, so now I have all three of them. I just realized I got that one in yellow. I think they're alternating. So I have the first one at home, and then I've now bought the second and third one in the Hufflepuff edition, so that's exciting. And then I got a Hufflepuff pin because I like to collect pins, so it's just a simple Hufflepuff pin. And then I get caved and I bought this Hufflepuff crest bookmark, which is like extremely fancy. But I thought it was cool, so I was like, whatever. And then I also got a thing for one of my friends, but I'm not going to show that here. So, yeah, that's my haul from my first trip to London. Yeah, overall, really good trip. Very happy, but very excited to go to bed. So, tomorrow's gonna be much more chill, which will be nice, and yeah, I'll see you guys then. So, good morning, first of all. Not having church until 11 a.m. is too much time. So, I edited the first day of the Reading Rush vlog. I filmed my Reading Rush wrap-up, watched some YouTube, both BookTube and not, and have played on my phone for a long time. And it's only just barely 10 o'clock. Like, it is 9:52. It's not even 10 o'clock. I'm so, like, bored almost. Like, too much time. So I'm gonna get back to reading, here it is, The Girl of Ink and Stars. So, I'm really enjoying it so far. So, yeah, I'm gonna read some more. Hi there, so I just wanted to give you an update on what's been going on today. So it's like 6 p.m. So, yeah, I went to church at Hillsong Oxford, and if you've never heard of Hillsong, they are a like worship group. Like they produce worship music, but they've also like started different churches around. And the message was so good. It was just what I needed, and the worship made me feel like I was at a conference. Like it was really loud and really rockin' and really fun. So it was a good time. So then I came back here and I kind of made myself a lunch and went out and sat outside for a while and just kind of did some devotional slash read my Bible slash sing along to my music when nobody else is outside. So that was really fun. And then I came back in my room and I finished writing my questions that I needed for tomorrow. So like these are all just like random notes. None of these are really questions. They are questions, but questions for helping to lead discussion tomorrow on The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. And then I asked in our group chat if anybody wanted to watch the movie of The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe because I have it on my computer, and one of the girls did. So she came into my room and we watched the movie together, which was really nice. So I'm going to make myself dinner and find things to distract myself from stressing about reading poetry at 8 tonight. Part of our creative writing portion of this this course, is to write poetry and read it aloud to our group. So I am not excited about that. There's 14 students and one professor, so it's not a huge group, and I'm less nervous about reading it than I would be reading it in front of like an entire class, but I still don't want to read my poetry because it's not that good. We're supposed to read one poem that we wrote and one that a different, like an actual Oxford poet wrote. So I just don't want to, but unfortunately I have to. So yeah, that's at 8 tonight. So I have like 2 hours, a little less than 2 hours, to eat dinner and do things to distract myself, like I said. So yeah, that's my update for now. Hello and welcome to day 2 of week 2. We talked about The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe today during class, which was a lot of fun, and I just enjoy talking about Narnia. And this afternoon we're going to University College, which is where C.S. Lewis studied when he was an undergrad. So, yep. Hi there. So our tour of university was very short because they don't give guided tours and they didn't let us go into the chapel, so it was pretty short. And then we walked to the grocery store, and then my jaw has been hurting the last like 2 days. So I was just not feeling great. So I laid down and I rested for a bit, and then I just finished reading The Girl of Ink and Stars. I liked it, but I found it kind of confusing sometimes as to what was happening. But like, it was enjoyable, but definitely like not a favorite or anything. Like, I'd probably give it like 3.5 stars. Like, it wasn't quite a 4-star read. I don't really know why. There was a lot of stuff that happened at the end, and I appreciated it, but I don't know. I just found it kind of confusing. So I was going to go to the library, try and go to the library today, and get the next Graceling book, but I don't really have time now because we're going to a production of The Tempest tonight, which I'm very excited about, even though I've never read The Tempest. Seeing plays is always really cool. So I think I might, like, I've still got time. It's only 5:02. And we're leaving to go get some pizza before we go to play. So we're leaving at like 6. So I have some time still. So I think I'm going to find my passages that I'm supposed to have for Prince Caspian and Dawn Treader. And then I think I'm just going to start rereading Six of Crows because it's sitting on my shelf tempting me. And I can't not reread it, especially having the special edition. It's tempting me, and I really want to reread it because it's such a good book. So I think that's what I'm going to do. And like, I'll put it on hold if and when I go to the library and get the next Graceling book. But yeah, I just really want to reread Six of Crows. Hey everybody, so we just got, well, not just, we are back from the theater, and it was the coolest theater experience I've ever had in my entire life. So the company is called Creation Theaters, and if you're ever in Oxford, please go to a production of theirs. It is insane. We went and saw The Tempest, and it's an interactive theater experience. So we started off like all in a room, because like there's a bunch of groups, right? And so we were sitting at a table, and like we were on a creation cruise. So we were on, this was our boat. So they like introduced like the king and queen, or no, the king, his son, somebody, I think the king's sister, like a couple characters, and like everything was fine. And the guy was like, and we're set to have like clear weather, like the calm seas, nothing's going to happen kind of thing. And then we had like the court jester character was introduced, and he like sang a song, and then the ship crashed, and they had a fog machine, and they had fans blowing and like streamers on the side that were like blowing in, and like all the crew members, like some of the actors who were like just dressed in white as like helpers and stuff, they were like going on screaming, and one of them came over by me and it's like, this is the end. And it was so funny but so amazing. So then they like led groups out one by one, and so we were given a map, and we were like, you're supposed to go to the outside to the left and find the tree that's marked with the like pink ribbons. So we did, and then we stayed there for quite a while, and we were just kind of like, what is happening? Is anything happening? And then there's like screaming, and we're like, oh, what? So there was a guy that was locked in the trunk of a car, and so it was the prince, which, like, I don't know The Tempest, so I don't remember any character names, but the prince character was like locked in the trunk of a car, so we had to like rescue him, and then he met up with the love interest, and like we moved into like a different place. I think it was like a coffee shop or something, and then there was like a garage next to it that we eventually moved into, and they like did a bunch of their scenes, and then we were like directed to a different place, and there was the security officer that was checking if we were zombies, and gave us like headphones, and we had to like listen to the headphones, and they made us do silly things like stand in a line and put our hand on the shoulder of the person in front of us, and then like crouch down so we could like avoid the spells that were in the trees, and there was another part where we had to sing You Are My Sunshine. There was another part where we were in like a meat store kind of thing, and we had to find like a toad and a beetle. I think it was a frog and a beetle or something from this like shopping list. So it told the story of the Tempest in a very basic format, and not knowing the Tempest, I'm not quite sure what exactly happened, but they mixed in, besides like the interactive part, they also mixed in like technology. So there was one part where one of the characters asked if anybody had a phone, and she like used it to make a phone call, and then we got our directions of them calling us with like the next directions to go to the next place. So like it was like all over. We had to go like kind of down by the river, we were walking over a bridge, we were going into different stores. We had to go into this like technology store and we had to send an email and get a map from a printer, like, and then at the very end we were all directed back to the starting room that we were in, and then there was like the ending scenes of like the wedding and people getting enchanted and things. It was the most unique theater experience I've ever had. It was amazing. The actors were so good. Like, none of them broke for a second. Like, they were all amazing. It was hard sometimes because there were times where they would use actual like Shakespeare dialogue, and so like I get lost in that very easily. Like, typically when you're watching Shakespeare, I've noticed like you're able to kind of follow what's happening even if you're not like understanding exactly what is being said, but you're able to follow what's happening. So that's kind of what I felt. Even like not knowing really the story of the Tempest, I could like somewhat follow in the specific scenes, but like I'm still not entirely sure how it like all came together. So I wish that I had seen a production that like of a story that I knew. Like, my professor said they did Alice in Wonderland before, so like that would be really cool, where like I understand, like I know the story, so I'm able to really take it in. But it was so cool. It was just like interactive, and we were laughing and screaming and running. Like, it was so much fun. So I will find their links and put them in the description below. But yeah, if you are ever in Oxford, I don't know if they have theaters anywhere else off the top of my head, but Creation Theaters, theater company, so cool, just amazingly done. I was so impressed by it. It was so cool. So after that long explanation, it's really late. It is almost 11. It is 10:56. So I'm gonna go to bed. The other thing I wanted to update you on is I did start rereading Six of Crows, and I forgot how much I love these characters. So I'm only on page 40, but like I love them so much. Like, it's so good. It's just amazing. I love it so much. I don't really have anything else to say other than I'm reading Six of Crows and I couldn't be happier. So I'm gonna go to bed. Tomorrow we're talking in class about Prince Caspian and Voyage of the Dawn Treader, and then our afternoon activity is punting on the river that's by us. So that'll be interesting. We'll see how that goes. So yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow. Hi, and welcome to Tuesday of week 2. So we're about to go punting on the river. I don't remember which river it is. I read a little bit more of Six of Crows, so I'm a little ways in now. And we are about to start on the actual heist. Yeah, putting this down for now though, because we're gonna go punting. So I'm excited. I'm not feeling the greatest right now, but I'm still hoping to have a good time. So yeah. Hi, we are back from punting. It was a time. We got turned around, like we were just turning in circles for the first bit. It's a lot harder than it looks. The pole was like super heavy and super long, so it was difficult. I did try, and I got a tiny bit going forward, but mostly sideways. But once we got going, it was a fun time. And then I came back and finally figured out how to use the washing machines. So I'm washing my clothes. And then I went to the store and got some stuff that I needed. And then I went to the library and I got a library card, which this is just epic. I'm in love. And so I grabbed the second book of the Graceling series. So this is Fire. This is actually one that I own. So I own Graceling and Fire, and then Bitter Blue, the third one, is one that I don't own. But I didn't bring my copy of Fire with me. So this is the UK cover. And I have it from the library. So they also did have Crooked Kingdom at the library too. So I'm thinking, depending on like how long it takes me to read these books, I'll finish Six of Crows, read Fire, and then maybe read Crooked Kingdom and then read Bitter Blue is kind of what I'm thinking. Just because definitely want to keep reading the Graceling series. Like I really enjoyed the first book, but I'm just starting to get to like really good parts in Six of Crows, and so I don't want to put it down. So I'm thinking that's what my plan is. I am so like mentally exhausted today. I don't know, I'm just kind of having an off day. So I'm going to watch American Ninja Warrior and figure out my plans for my trip to the Czech Republic this weekend. So I don't know if I've mentioned this at all this week, or at all really in any of them. But my former youth pastors are actually full-time missionaries in the Czech Republic. And so because we have weekends free, I am going to visit them. So I'm leaving super early Friday morning and coming back super early Sunday morning. But I need to figure out times for like transport to and from the airport. I need to figure out what my even plan is. My youth pastor texted me or messaged me and was like, so, like, are you gonna stay with us the whole time? Did you want to do sightseeing in Prague? Because they have 2 little kids, and so she was like, you know, we would definitely slow you down if you wanted to do some sightseeing. And I was like, oh yeah, I could go sightseeing, you know? So I'm gonna try and figure that out tonight. So I'm just gonna like have a chill night. Our discussion on Prince Caspian and Voyage of the Dawn Treader wasn't as good today. I don't know. It's hard because like yesterday we just had The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, so it was just one book. So it was much easier to discuss. But today, like, I feel like we didn't really get to dive as deeply into both books as I wished we would have been able to. We talked a lot about Prince Caspian because like we just started with that one, but I don't know, we didn't talk as much about Dawn Treader, which I actually like Dawn Treader better than I like Prince Caspian. So I don't know. Tomorrow is Silverchair and Horse and His Boy, so it will be interesting to hear discussion on that. I'm sure that race relations is going to come up for The Horse and His Boy because of the way that C.S. Lewis depicts the people of Calormen, because they're all dark-skinned and like pretty much all of them are bad, except for Erebus. That's like it. So I'm sure that we'll get into discussion on that, which will be really interesting. Yeah, I don't know. There's so much to unpack in a lot of these books, or so much that you can unpack in these children's books, which I think is like interesting, but I kind of wish we had more time to unpack it, but oh well. So yeah, that's today's vlog, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow when I'm feeling better, hopefully, and I will give you thoughts on is the season finale of The 100. So hopefully it's good. I'm really scared. So yeah, you'll hear thoughts on that tomorrow too. So yeah, I'll see you guys then. It is Wednesday, and so yesterday I said that we would get to like race relations, but we actually didn't. We talked a lot about truth and reality in the Silverchair, when the witch is, you know, making them think that, like, she's trying to put the spell on them that the underworld is their only world. And, you know, Puddlegum's response to that. So, I don't know, it's very interesting. So I am now over halfway through Six of Crows. We are in the prison now, and it's so good. So, thoughts on the 100 finale. I'm gonna move. Non-spoiler thoughts about the 100 finale. The cliffhanger wasn't, like, as bad as I was expecting it to be. The Blark scene I wish had been longer, because I think they tapped into something that Clark needs to deal with next season, and I really hope that she's able to like get some help and have a calm season, even though we know it's not going to be a thing because it's the 100. And I'm really happy that Bellamy and Clark didn't separate. Like, they ended the season mostly in the same place. I thought the anomaly was going to come in more than it did, and so they're leaving it way more for next season, so I'm curious about it. But I don't understand how Bellamy and Echo can continue to be a couple with the way that everything has happened this season between Bellamy and Clark. Their main storylines were about each other, in a way. Bellamy's basically, like, his entire storyline was basically about Clark. And Clark's was, like, a majority of it was about Bellamy as well. So, I don't know. But it was interesting because I saw a post, and it was, like, there was a lot of things that this finale did that it, like, made things earlier in the season irrelevant. Like, turning Echo into a Nightblood. Nothing happened with that, you know? Or like making Abby's story all about Cain and then changing that in the end. Like, I don't know, it wasn't quite as consistent at the end of the season as it was in the beginning of the season. So it was just like kind of weird. And there's been stuff going around, I have yet to find the source for this, about that Jason Rothenberg, who's like the creator and showrunner of it, said that we misinterpreted Bellamy's, something about Bellamy. And I don't understand, because the majority of the fandom ships Bellamy and Clark. And so how can you have like 97% of a fandom misinterpreting something? Obviously, we are not all the ones that are misinterpreting it, it's you. So, I don't know, I have yet to find the actual like statement where Rothenberg says that. I just have been seeing it going around, so I'm just very curious about that. It was a solid finale, not like my favorite, and like, give Clark some rest 2020, please. Like, that girl has been through way too much and deserves all of the rest in the world. Like, just leave her alone. Like, I was kind of sad she wasn't in the final scene, but at the same time that means that she was probably resting, which she needs so badly. So I'm curious to see where the next season goes, and since next season is going to be the last season, which would be very sad, I'm interested to see what they're gonna do. I appreciate the fact that we get an ending that the writers want and we don't get canceled like Timeless did, so we can like end the show properly, but not quite sure what that's gonna be. So all that aside, we are leaving pretty quickly here for Magdalen College, which is, my professor says, is one of the most beautiful colleges here. It's the college where C.S. Lewis taught. I'm very excited. And then tonight we have some sort of concert we're going to. So that's the plan for the rest of the day. I think I'm gonna, when I come back from the college, I think I'm going to edit some more of the vlog, and I tried to film a Reading Rush wrap up and like on Sunday, and I did, and I filmed it completely, but then I went to edit it and I realized that the camera was tilted, and like you could tell by, so there's the bookshelf here that you can see in this frame, and it was like tilted like that in the frame because of the way that I had my camera on my tripod. So I'm gonna refilm that. So maybe I'll do that today, I don't know, but definitely edit some more of my Reading Rush vlog. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now. Hi there, and welcome to, what is today? Today's Thursday. So yesterday did not go as I had originally planned it to go, which is fine. So I ended up talking to my family on FaceTime for quite a while because I talked to like all my siblings. So I didn't have as much time before the concert. The concert was really cool. It was this guy playing piano and it was incredible. Like, I know very, very little about playing piano, but I know the tiniest bit from being in choir through high school. So like, I know that it's difficult, and he was playing some insane stuff, and he was really funny too. Like, in between songs, he would like give like stories about the composer or composers that he was playing their songs, and then he like gave us some like, not instruction necessarily, but like showed us kind of what that required him to do. So like his left hand he'd like explain what he was doing with his left hand and then his right, and like how the melody would work and stuff. I don't know, it was just really, really cool, except I was so tired. We didn't get back until like 10:30. I was exhausted, so I just went straight to bed. The plan for today is class, obviously, and then we're going to another museum of like science. I think it's their museum of science, and then we have the afternoon free. So my plan is to go shopping I want to get a sweatshirt and sweatpants, and then like some food for my Czech trip tomorrow, and hopefully keep reading / finish Six of Crows. I still have a ways to go, not much, so like not that much actually, but yeah, I would like to finish this so that I can just I think I'm just gonna bring my copy of An Ember in the Ashes on the trip, just because it's a really easy book that I've read many times and I love, so that it would be fun like bringing it to read again. Like, I wouldn't mind rereading it again. So that's my plan, I'm thinking. But yeah, I'll update you guys later. Alrighty, so it is like 8:40ish p.m. And I have finished my reread of Six of Crows. Just as good the second time, a little bit better in a way, my second read through, because I knew what was happening. So there's one part where, I mean, there's a lot of parts where the plan goes wrong, because that's always what happens in heist novels, but there's this one part that you think somebody betrayed them. I mean, it happens a lot, let's be real. But I remembered that in this read-through that it wasn't actually true. When in my first read-through, I got really scared because I was like, oh no, how could this happen? But I remembered, so it made it really fun to like see it from that side. So forever will be one of my absolute favorites. Just so good. So it is, like I said, like 8:40. So I'm waking up. My alarm is going off at 3 a.m. My bus leaves at 4 a.m. 4:05 a.m. actually. So yeah, like I said, I'm going to the Czech Republic to visit some friends. I don't know how much vlogging I will do, but I will try to do some of it. Yeah, because I am waking up so early, I'm gonna like head to bed. I will see you guys bright and early, or dark and early, I guess it will be, tomorrow morning. Hi, so I'm here to talk about my weekend experience. Obviously, I didn't really get that many clips from this weekend, partly because it was very stressful, partly because I was just hanging out with friends, and I'm so tired. So basically what happened was, I was supposed to leave on Friday morning, and so my flight left at 6, what time was it supposed to leave? I think it was like 6, or no, it was supposed to leave at 7:30.
And so I got a bus ticket because there's a bus company that runs from Oxford to the London airport. But there's two different airports. There's Heathrow and Gatwick, and they are 45 minutes apart. And I somehow got on the bus to the Gatwick airport when I needed to be at the Heathrow airport. And I didn't realize this until we were literally at Gatwick. And I hadn't budgeted quite enough time to allow for myself to get through security and everything. So I was rushing. I literally bought a taxi to get from Gatwick to Heathrow. Couldn't make my flight. So they put me on a flight at 9:55. But of course, that flight got delayed. As you will hear, this is basically how my weekend went with traveling. So I didn't end up leaving London till like 10:30 in the morning when I was supposed to leave at like 7:30. So, thankfully the ladies who were working the desk, because I've like tried really hard, and I even ran to my gate on my original flight just in case if there was any chance. It was like 4 minutes before they were scheduled to leave, but I was like, just in case there's any possible way they could do it. They said no. But they were so nice. I was like sobbing because that's what I do when I'm stressed, is like I just cry. So they were so wonderful, and they actually snuck me into like the business lounge to wait for my next flight. Like after I explained my whole story and everything, they were like, it's okay, like definitely done that kind of thing before with like trains and things. They were so lovely. I'm so thankful to them. So they kind of snuck me into the business lounge to wait for my flight. So they had complimentary food and drinks, which was so wonderful. So, yeah, I waited there for my flight, finally got on my flight. So flew into Prague, and my friends live like an hour train ride away. So thankfully I didn't have any problems with the train. So I got on the train, managed to make it to my friend's house. So we ended up going to McDonald's for dinner, and then we went grocery shopping really quickly, and then we came back to their house, to their flat, I guess it's technically called. We watched a movie, and then I fell asleep. So then Saturday, we just like chilled the whole morning. It was so lovely. Like that was exactly what I was wanting to do, was just hang out. And so that's what we did, was we just chilled in their apartment. And the girl that I actually stayed with when I was there 2 years ago for our homestay visit, she actually was free. And so she came over, and we bought some sandwiches online and like had them delivered. So that was really wonderful. So then I left my friends, and I traveled back to Prague. Thankfully, I didn't have any problems with that train either. So in Prague, I met up with one of my other friends, and we walked around for a little bit, but there wasn't really anything that we both wanted to do, because I did the majority of things in Prague 2 years ago when I was there, and there was nothing I was like, I need to do this again. Plus it was raining, so we were both like, let's just get out of the rain. So we went to this big shopping mall, which was really cool. I got these sweatpants, which I am wearing now, which you can't see. I don't know how to best show you. But basically it says, in memory of when I cared, which I just thought was really funny. And I didn't bring any sweatpants with me on this trip, and I was very much regretting that. And so that was the one thing I wanted to buy. I was like, I want sweatpants because I want comfy pants. So we bought those, and then we went up to their food court and had Pizza Hut because I was craving pizza, and we just talked for a couple hours, which was so wonderful. So then I had another friend who I was staying the night with in Prague. So my friend helped me figure out how to get to her house, and then I managed to get to her house safely. So I stayed the night there. So my flight from Prague to London left at 6:45. I had to take a trolley basically to a bus station and then take the bus to the airport. And it literally was just up the street on the right side, but the people that I asked for directions, I think said take a right, as in like, and so I like went down the street on the right. So obviously that was incorrect and I missed my bus. So then I had to figure out how to find another bus. Thankfully I figured it out. I was only half an hour behind schedule. So I made it to the airport, made it through everything, and I made it on the plane safely. And then I actually bought my return ticket from London to Oxford. And that was supposed to be for $9.50, but the ticket says that you can use it up to 24 hours on either side of the printed time. And as soon as I got to the bus station at the airport, there was actually a bus that was leaving at 9:20. So I double checked. I was like, is this the bus that goes to High Street and Queen's Lane, which is the stop that I needed? And the driver was like, yes. I was like, okay, great. So I actually managed to leave the airport half an hour early, which was so nice. So I got back here. I basically just took my contacts out, put my stuff down, and got in bed. And so I rested for a few hours. I think I fell asleep a little bit, but I'm very much sleep deprived right now. It's fine. So right now it is 3:30. I have poetry reading tonight at 8 p.m., but nothing to do until then, which I am so thankful for. So I think I'm gonna finish my first part of the Reading Rush vlog because I still haven't finished that yet. And I really need to do that. And then maybe if I'm feeling up to it, refilm my Reading Rush wrap up. And so I'm going to start reading this. So I would like to start today. I don't know if I'll have time, but definitely tomorrow for sure if I don't today. And that's my plan for today. I'm just gonna end this vlog here. So this is the end of my week 2 in Oxford. They're going to be different lengths, obviously, since last time I ended on a Saturday and this time I'm ending on a Sunday, but whatever. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions or anything, let me know. Things I have learned from traveling by myself for a weekend to the Czech Republic is, or at least like traveling to a different country by myself, is budget extra time for public transportation and for getting lost, and also just ask very specific questions because I'm terrible at following directions when it comes to like finding my way. I don't understand how I managed to mess up so many times trying to get to and from the airport, but I did. Like, it happened. So yeah, I'm gonna get some rest and some work done, and I will start my next vlog tomorrow. So tune in for my week 3 vlog of my stay in Oxford. All my social media will be linked in the description as always. And I think that's it. So thanks again for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!